So before we get started, just a couple little things. How many people have been to the summit before? How many first timers? So for those of you that didn't do the summit before, what do you think about this venue? Like it? What did you think about dinner last night? Was that fun?
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic. I'm just so pleased for the children and Emily and the group put this all together. It's fantastic. So getting you out to local restaurants to taste some local food, all that stuff's fantastic. So, great. Well, I think we're on time. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lane Herning. I'm one of the product managers. I'm really lucky this year in that the first time in a number of years I don't have a lot of presentations. You're saying, wait, you're starting a presentation. I am. I'm introducing these two. And they're going to talk. So the topic for today is PDF publishing. So first, show of hands, how many people have docs? And how many people have PDF publishing with docs? Great. These people knew it was active behind the scenes. Great, great. Fantastic. Well, these guys are from AdLib, and we're going to talk a little bit. But what I want to talk to you about now is new features in MasterControl PDF publishing. And I'm going to talk about some new features, some new things we've done, but I'm also going to talk about things we could do. So if you can imagine, we've got a gigantic toolbox in front of us. In MasterControl, we've looked at AdLib's toolbox and said we're going to take the screwdriver and the wrench and the hammer, a few things. We're going to put those in MasterControl. Then we're looking at the rest of these tools going, I need to talk to my customers, find out what they want. And so that's what today's about. We're going to let you hear from them all the tools that you have, and then feedback us what you think would be the things you'd like to see us talk about. Because we think we know a lot, but we don't know everything. We're the first one to admit it. And so we need to hear from you. What kind of things? So they're going to tell you a lot of different things, and then we'd like your feedback. Best way to feedback is user voice. I read user voice every single week. Spend 2 or 3 hours every week in user voice, looking at what's been posted, reading through comments, those kind of things. And for those of you lucky enough, you've said something and I've gone, no, that's not quite right, or I need more information, or whatever, commented back to you. So please, just jump in there. Give me as much feedback as possible. There's a PDF publishing forum. I hit that one every single Monday. So be sure to give me feedback on that. So new features in MasterControl PDF publishing. So quick agenda, things we're going to talk about, how PDF5 or AdLib PDF5 makes publishing more robust, things like that. But the one thing is, how do you get new features from AdLib PDF publishing? Idea? Same way you get new features from me, frequent release. When we went to frequent release, they gave us the ability to pair up with AdLib. They've been on frequent release for a little while longer than we have. They've been releasing new features, new functionality all the time. And so if you want new features from AdLib and new features from us, you've got to get on that frequent release train. Okay? Look at that. Everything from 11. It's every quarter. We're releasing new things. Every quarter we're looking at AdLib saying, what version have you guys got coming out? What's out now? What are the new features? How can we? So if you want new features from AdLib, you want some of this new stuff that's coming out, you've got to get on that frequent release train. So we've adopted this. Allows us to do things faster. Gives you additional value in smaller releases, easier to validate. I'm sure a few of you were in the validation and frequent release talk. It happened yesterday. And it lets us get onto AdLib releases faster. You can see we kind of sat there with 9.1 and 10 and 10.1. This is over a period of 18 months or whatever. And we just couldn't get caught up. These were not current releases of AdLibs. It's the ones we could get to and get validated and things like that. We just couldn't get caught up. Now, when we came out with 11, you see, boom, 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 boom. We're marching through there. 5.4 is going to come out with 11.5. We're just marching through this, and we're going to be able to get all these new releases out as quickly as we can. So just a couple things that we've added to version 11. PDF binders now have a date time in the file. So if you create a PDF binder at the same time somebody else does, you want to create multiples, you don't stomp on it. Info cards, they're imported, published based on the vault settings. Release date is now a message variable. Those imported info cards publish as low priority jobs. So you don't have to do anything. They import, they're not going to stomp on what's going on right now. Somebody revises an SOP, it's going in high priority. All the thousands of imported jobs are going to be low priority. They're not going to interfere. We use AdLib OEM. and that's not a big deal, but just to tell you, we don't use watched folders. So if you're ever talking to tech support and they talk about watched folders and things like that, that's gone. As of 11.4, we now use it through the API. What that means for you is we used to throw it over the fence, so to speak. We take the PDF publishing job, we grab it, we go, oh, here, Adlib, take it. And when it's done, give it back. Now we submit it and we talk. We have a conversation. It's no more just over the fence and thrown back. So we have a conversation, which means we can help diagnose problems faster. That's not in the current release, but that's where we're going with this. The API is an important thing for us. We've got a better support for Japanese characters, and we're planning to bring out optical character recognition for 11.6. How many people every once in a while get scanned PDFs as documents that they have to bring into their system? How many times do you get frustrated because you can't full text search things? That's what OCR does. If you decide to get the OCR module, it's an add-on. It will then go in and take those scanned documents, put a text plate behind them with all the text that it's determined is in there, and then you can search that text. So we're really excited about it. It's an easy fix for us. These guys have got a great OCR module, so we're looking to No, this is more, I've got a scanned document. So I've taken a document that was in paper, and I scan it through my scanner or through my multifunction printer, and it creates a PDF. Those PDFs are pictures. They're not like a PDF you create from Word. And so this takes that picture and says, what's all the text underneath it so I can full text index this thing. Okay? When this gets in, this is an option we're putting in for 11.6. It'll be a checkbox on the PDF publisher. So you just go click it, and it'll say, okay, when that republishes, it will now put OCR on there. So we're still looking at how we're going to implement. Probably vault level is what we're looking at right now. But it's still in the design stage from our standpoint, but we're not doing very much heavy lifting. They're doing all the heavy lifting for us. So we just have to figure out how to trigger it in MasterControl, and then Delta it for us.
Too much to go through. Would there be something like that?
This would just add to that. This would add to that. The good news is I can't tell you when it's coming out, but we've got a new full text search engine we're working on bringing in. And so that's going to be a dedicated full text search engine instead of using the Microsoft Windows search that mungles a lot of stuff every once in a while. So we're trying to get rid of that and move to something else, but I don't have a release date on that. But be aware, we know that pain. We recognize that. So, but Adlib 5 has a lot of other features. And so what I want to do, without going any farther, is turn it over to my friends Luis and Saud, and they're going to introduce themselves, give a little background, and they're going to talk about all these neat tools they've got in their toolkit.
Thank you very much, Lane. Hello, everyone. My name is Saud Javed. I'm actually the partner manager for MasterControl, who has been managing the relationship for over 3 years now, but this partnership has been stayed and strong for more than 10 years, actually 12 years into the running. So what I'm about to show you is give you a little intro about the Adlib, who we are, what do we do, how things have been running with MasterControl, and what do we do outside of MasterControl as well in the real life. So Adlib Software is actually a software company. We're based out of Canada. We're actually about, I would say, 130 people as of today. We have built a content transformation platform that we sell. Mind that I use the word platform, not a solution. We are based out of between a city called Burlington, which is between the famous Niagara Falls and Toronto. We have over 10 years worth of experience in this space. We work with over 100 partners, and then collectively we have over 5,500 customers worldwide. That includes Asia, Europe, and North America. As just to drive our partnerships, we are a member of the PDF Association as well as PDF Competence Center. So our CEO sits on the PDF Association board, so we're basically also driving the future of PDF and what are some of the critical issues that we can solve in the coming future. Lastly, but not the least, we are also a Microsoft Gold partner. So Lane talked about the PDF conversions in general. So we use the word called advanced rendering. What is advanced rendering? So we understand that in a normal organization, there are different departments. Each department is actually using different systems. So the content, basically it's in a different format in each system that resides in an organization. Adlib basically helps to create the collaboration between those contents. So you could have an Excel You could actually have a PLM solution. You could actually have a different system in an R&D department. But how do you make these systems collaborate? That is the toughest challenge that everyone faces. So we're here to provide that advanced rendering tool to those organizations to help create that collaboration so that this information could be shared, which is actually vital for business decisions. So we came up with the solution was a PDF. Why a PDF? It is a life sciences standard because these are the 6 big factors that we were able to pull out why one should choose PDF as their standard content. So when we said PDF, we are able to, within AdLib today, we're able to take over not just 1, 10, or 100, where we can take millions of documents and actually merge them into a single PDF. So if you see from this idea, you have office content, you have CAD files here, you have some highly rich images flowing around, and then basically each department can spit out to individual PDF, and then we can take and merge all of them into a single output. So we have a very strong engine that does it very, very good. As Lane mentioned, we actually have our own OCR module that we actually sell through our products. So what we are able to do is make these content searchable, and then when you search for a very specific word in the PDF, we're able to pull that out for you. So in essence, what do we do? So we can take over 400 file types today. All this content goes into the AdLib server. We apply these specific actions. Now you're probably thinking, well, AdLib was just a PDF. Well, this is much more to it. Unfortunately, I couldn't list all the actions here, but these are some of the high level that I would like to share. And we just don't create PDFs, but we also create PDF, PDF-A, XPS, some of the image files, and more. By the way, how many people know PDF-A is? Okay. So I'll take an opportunity in the future slide just to talk a bit about PDF-A so that it's just for an FYI. So what's new on PDF5 platform? Well, we have a very powerful OCR engine that we've built, so we added new libraries to it. So in today's time, we're able to recognize over 123 languages. We are able to apply compression as well. We do optical mark recognition, 1D and 2D barcode recognition, and so on. Our product is really, really competitive in the market. So if you have any questions, if you have any sample use cases you'd like to verify, we'll be happy to answer that for you. We are actually supporting new PDF-A formats. So in today's time, we support all different types of formats of PDF-A. So PDF-A basically is stands for PDF for long-term archiving. This PDF-A format in different versions, a PDF-A can contain everything within the file itself. So all the fonts, all the images. So if you have a PDF-A, you can actually open the file 50 years down the line. It will actually open with any system you want to use, work with. So if you have any questions, we are very highly known in the market for PDF-A for archiving, and that's what even NARA, the National Archiving Association, recommends PDF-A as their long-term archiving solution. We have new CAD module libraries, so we are supporting these formats right here that you see. That includes the Autodesk, Bentley, CATIA, and SolidWorks. We do not support 3D as of today. We are working on this as of today. It's up to the 2D version.
Well, this version 5 will be in 11.6.
Oh, version 5 started with 11.0. We've actually been adding 11.5.
Okay, so
The
SolidWorks is supported in 11?
Up till version 2014, and then the upcoming version will have 2015.
2014, I think, was only in 5.3.
Yes, so as of
So that would have
5.3.3.
been 11.4. So the one that just came out last week has 2014 support. 2015 will be in the first quarter.
Thank you, Lane. We are now supporting Windows Server 2012 and 2012 R2. We just dropped the support for Windows Server 2003. We are supporting all the new Office 2013 format natively. So that includes all the formats like Info, Visio, Excel, and so on. We've actually added an enhanced print-to-paper upgrade to our version 5. So back in version 4, I think there was some dependency on Acrobat, which has now been dropped. In the version 5, we have built our own print module, so you can actually use that and validate to the exact tray of the printer where you actually want to print the document out from. So outside of PDF, as I mentioned earlier, we do create PDFs, but along with the PDF, we have the capacity or the capabilities to actually create a PDF along with any of these image files. So going back to the lady here who actually asked a question, do you do thumbnails? This is actually exactly answering your question. Yes, we do. The images that you can create, so let's say you don't want to open a whole file, you just want to look at the image of the file to validate if this is the right file that I should open. That is correct. We can actually create JPEG, TIFF, PNG, and you could create thumbnails or storyboard based on that. We are also, another enhancement was the engine grouping and priority. So if you have a multi-server environment, you can actually dedicate certain servers of AdLib to do just one, dedicated to either certain clients or certain files. So let's say if you have some CAD files coming in, we understand CAD files are a bit heavier. If you have 2 or 3 servers, you can actually dedicate one server just to do CAD files. And or let's say if you got a CAD file to be published, all the attention goes into that CAD file to be rendered and as a high priority, and then it goes picking up the rest of the jobs on the queue. So what's latest in the AdLib PDF version 5.4 that was released? So we actually now do support, we have a native WordPerfect support, as well as we're able to accept XPS as an input file. So I want to talk about a bit AdLib software for the life sciences industry. A lot of people don't know what AdLib has been doing for the last 15 years of our existence, so I'd like to just kind of share that high level to you guys today. So advanced render for life sciences, but why AdLib? So we have over 10 years of life science experience. We have over 350 life sciences partners and customers today, so we are a trusted advisor. We do PDF rendition that is submission ready. We have high fidelity conversion and publishing. We are compliant with the mandatory regulations, which is the FDA, scalable and metadata-driven publishing, and we have dedicated enterprise-level support. So just to give you an idea how we really started. So this is a list of all the customers that actually started adopting AdLib as their main rendering technology. So we started off at GE, followed by J&J in 03, Roche, Viet, Pfizer, Novo Nordisk, and then many others after that. So in today's time, we actually have top 20 pharmas using AdLib in their environment. So if you ask me what the breakdown is, based on the latest consensus, we have 62% pharma bio companies, 20% healthcare, and 80% med device using AdLib as their main rendering technology. So the key partners that we're working with in the industry, again, I couldn't fit all of them in, but these are some of the partners that are actually using AdLib as the back-end engine to support their requirements. This is actually a quote that I would like to share from Lorenz, coming from Lorenz directly. Their publishing submission tool is heavily dependent on AdLib, and AdLib has been the main driver into their technology, and they have really, really good feedback, and they're really happy using AdLib. And so why are they using AdLib for life sciences? Well, we have a very strong publication module that we deliver. What do you see in today MasterControl? There's conversion, there's a bit of publication tools. So as Lane mentioned, they picked up the tools that they needed to use for their solution, but there's much more to it. So when I mentioned one of these large life sciences companies using AdLib, they're actually depending upon all the other features that we have to offer. Some of them are intelligent hyperlink and bookmark management, automatic PDF bookmark creation. We also do enhancements such as PDF stamping, watermarks, headers, footers, PDF navigation, table of content, bookmarking, PDF security, digital signatures, and we support multiple signing processes. And that's because we work with virtual partners like Lintex and K2 that allows us to do. We provide metadata-driven publishing, so a key factor to that. And lastly, in our product, we actually have centralized logging that allows to access what's really happening behind this Adlib server engine. So if you're throwing in files, one needs to know what really happened. So if it's successful, it's great, but if it failed, we actually help you identify why it failed. The product that we actually are supplying to the life sciences industry, one of these larger pharmas and bios. So Adlib basically is a standalone server. The product that we're delivering is called Adlib PDF Enterprise. That's the name of the product. And it basically offers multiple integrations into the product. So you can build multiple sources. So one of the source can be MasterControl based on the current integration. But you can also use the same server to connect with Lorenz. You can connect the same server to Fileline if you have one. And then our SharePoint, many other solutions like BPM, PLM, SCM. And you can actually use a single server. So of course, it depends on your throughput, how much requirement you would need, how much content you're building. You need multiple Adlib servers, so you can scale unlimited on those. So just to kind of complete this life sciences story, you can use one platform to handle all of your data. So where we understand there are different departments in an organization, which is you have regulatory, finance, legal, engineering, marketing, and each department has a specific requirement on how their content needs to be dealt with. And all of these content requirement can be put into Adlib, and every department who submits a document to Adlib, we will know exactly what to do without a manual intervention to that document. And as I mentioned, we are able to connect with different repositories, so you can actually use Adlib as a main document management lifecycle technology. At this point in time, I would like to introduce to Louise, who's actually the technical manager for Adlib, and we're going to go over some of the technical architectures with you and how Adlib exists.
Thank you very much. My name is Luis Molina, and I am the partner technical account manager for our partner technical integration needs. In this case, MasterControl is one of our favorite partners. So I'll talk about the Adlib PDF architecture in a few slides, since we have a few minutes. This is an example of the new Adlib PDF5 architecture. The Adlib PDF5 architecture is different from PDF4 in the main reason. Sorry, the main reason is that now we have a distributed architecture. Before, if we're using Express 4, everything was into a single exe file, press DLLs, but you can only handle everything in just one server. You couldn't distribute if you had a very large environment. You couldn't really scale. So with a distributed architecture, now you can see. Sorry, the pointer is. So you can see that we have the database. We have one or more servers, and we have what we have here is the rules engine. So the architecture now has distribution of the servers. The server might have processes, system processes, engines. It could also have IIS servers. So you can actually scale to that level if you need to. Everything is being handled by the database. So the database that's right here is over here as well. But everything can be viewed, if you're using Adlib PDF Enterprise, by a central management console. So this is a web-based management console. It doesn't matter how many servers you have. You're able to optimize, you're able to configure, you're able to see the logs, all the processes, everything that's being successful or failing from a single console. In an Adlib PDF Enterprise, I know Saul mentioned one server, but when you're moving into the enterprise, the Adlib PDF Enterprise level, we like to have more than one server. We like to have more than one engine. It's mainly because if you have the need to put through thousands and thousands of documents, maybe per hour, maybe per day, maybe one server might not be enough. Also, I know MasterControl handles priorities. If you have more than one server, then you can take advantage of all that as well. So in the multi-engine environment, we have here the Adlib PDF environment, which is a multi-engine environment. On the right side, you might have your customer or partner environment. So right now, you only have one server, and as I would explain, you have one CMS, for example. Let's say this is your MasterControl server. It's handling all your native applications. But maybe you have another server that needs to deal with scan files. And you need to, maybe you're doing a migration migration job, and you need to scan all those files, but you need to convert them to PDF, maybe OCRM at the same time, and then later maybe bring it into MasterControl as an example. Then you have more than one server here, you have other servers over here, maybe dealing with CAD or other type of documents that need PDF conversion. All that can go into the Ali PDF environment. Because the PDF environment is robust enough to handle multiple environments, multiple servers, this is not a problem. We offer different kinds of connections. So you can have a web services connection, which is what MasterControl is using now. You can have folder connectors, and you can have all other type of connectors depending on your CMS. Let me review quickly a simple scenario. You have multiple servers in an Ali PDF environment, and you need to use CAD. So in this case, we have multiple engines, multiple servers. Everything is being managed by a central management console system. But the key here really in a PDF enterprise is database. Many people have asked us, why are you guys using a database? So if you're the IT person or you're very technical and now you notice that we use a database, why do you guys use a database? Well, the database is needed because all these engines need to communicate with each other. We need to be able to balance the jobs. We need to also be able to keep track of the engines, the configurations, the processes. We need to know when they are alive, when they are down, if they are not processing any jobs. We need to know that. We need a database for that. So in this scenario, we have a need for CAD. Well, the first solution is to add CAD to all the engines. So let's say you purchase 4 engines for your PDF enterprise. Then you can also purchase a CAD license for each of the engines. That would be one solution. If that's your need, all you do is CAD, maybe this is the proper solution. But maybe you have a multi-engine environment and you don't need CAD on all the engines. Then you can use engine grouping. You can use one group of engines to do, let's say, native applications. And then the other set of engines to do just CAD and maybe OCR. So in this case, you would like to use something like Group 1 for Engine 1 and 2, Group 2 for Engine 3 and 4 with CAD license. So you only need, in this case, you don't need to purchase 2 licenses. The third solution would be to use engine priorities. All this comes with Ali PDF Enterprise. In this particular case, you might only have a need for one server to have a CAD license. In this case, then you only license that one, and all the other ones just do the native application files, but also Engine 4 is able to do those files as well. So when you assign priorities, you are telling it, go to this server to do the actual conversion to PDF. And you can complement this with what MasterControl already has. That's job priorities as well. And as Saul was speaking, we are able to handle different type of sources, PLM, ECM, digital asset management systems. Everything can be handled by our PDF enterprise. This is the last slide, basically. If you have a need for high availability, you can go even more complex, right? So if you have a need for high availability, you can actually cluster the database. You can actually have multiple system managers to handle the jobs. You can have engine groupings, 2 different engine groupings for fault tolerance. And what the beauty of this is that these are all your servers. The beauty of this is that everything can be handled by just one management console. One management console can handle all the services, all the jobs. And that's the beauty of PDF Enterprise. And this is just to show you, you can scale as much as you want. You are not limited to the one server. All the other slides are already management console. This is an example. If you get PDF Enterprise, this is the type of management console that you will have access to. Questions?